Hello everybody, I'm just making a video to show you what happens when you hear a knocking noise on the famous 2003 Chevy Malibu LS model. And yes, I'm being sarcastic. I don't like these kind of 3.1 liter engines. But as you can see, there's the crankshaft weight. Took a piece of chunk out of that, scarred up my crankshaft where the connecting rod bearing seats at, and it wore down the cylinder wall right there, it looks like, and the piston wasn't making a full travel down or a full travel up, as you can see on the lip right there. And look what it did to look what the connecting rod did. You know, it decided to break at the worst time possible, and it broke, lodged itself against the crankshaft and my oil pan, and you know, busted up my oil pan pretty good, and I have to replace it, which is $159 new. And this is the famous oil pan too. Took a chunk out of that, so I can't use that. Put a crack right there and right there and at the bottom right there. And what happened was, you know, basically the connecting rod came around and decided to break loose, and the oil pump sump screen right there, it fell off, and so my car wasn't getting oil. It shut down my engine, froze up my engine, and this is the connecting rod bearing, connecting rod, parts of it, as you can see. Look what happens. All sorts of pieces. And man, here's the cylinder head. I don't know if you guys could see that. See right there, there's marking of from the top of the piston head. It was slapping against my cylinder head, and I don't know if it did any damage to that, but I'm gonna take it to the shop, the machine shop, to see if they can resurface it, because you know, I don't want to leave it like that. Man, but this is the worst car I've ever had to work on. You know, I work on plenty of cars, but the 3.1 liter, especially my own car, you know, I never thought this would happen, and I always made sure that my car was up on oil. It never overheated. You know, I never did nothing like that, and I always kept the maintenance up on it, replacing the ignition coils, spark plugs wires. I did all that. I had antifreeze, not, you know, Dex core or nothing like that, because that eats up right there, the lower intake manifold gasket, which, you know, I make sure I use the right stuff for my car. I'm an experienced mechanic. Been working on cars for almost half of my life now, but I just wanted to make this video to show you guys how much is involved. As you can see, had to take off the upper intake, the lower intake manifold, had to take off my power steering pump, had to disconnect my fill rail, not completely, but disconnected it, still on the fill regulator. I had to pull the cylinder head bolts, had to, you know, I think this is a shortcut right here, but I unconnected it right there, right here where the exhaust manifold connects to. That was the easiest way to get to the front one. But man, these 3.1 V6 liters, I don't like them. They're too much work. And not too long ago, I did a rebuild, half of a rebuild. I replaced the timing chain, the sprockets. I did everything, you know, to this car. I took care of it. But this is what happens. And I'm just showing you guys, because I don't see any videos out there, you know, showing, you know, what happens to a car that has rod knock on a Chevy Malibu. And just a quick, heads up, don't ever get refurbished cylinder heads from a machine shop or anything like that, because that's what I did. I paid about 500, almost 600 bucks, and as you can see, there's paint flaking, which, yeah, it's flaking off the back cylinder head. And I don't know if you can see oh, you probably can't, but pieces of those flakes of the paint got onto my camshaft, scarred up my camshaft. And so, just when you're gonna buy your refurnished cylinder heads from a off-brand machine shop, just be careful what you get and make sure it's not painted, which mine was painted and I didn't realize it. As you can see, yes, it's gold, and I should have saw that, but I just wanted to get my car back together, get it running. But yeah, like I said, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give me a likes up and subscribe to me. I'll try to make more videos. This is my first video actually, and so please, no negative comments or no negativity, please. I'm trying my best. I know nobody else has done this, most likely on a 2003 Chevy Malibu, but I was just showing you guys and how much is involved, which I definitely don't like taking apart this engine, even though I took it apart multiple times before. But hope you guys enjoyed it, and thank you for watching my video. Alright, have a good one.